So welcome back while we wait for it to load. Sorry, the other video cut off, but I had just finished talking about the relevance. And you can read through this slide as well. I did not touch on everything. All right, so let's continue here. Everyone questions the cost of things. So what's the cost of using XR in the classroom? And while the cost can be high, it's been proven that this, in the higher educational setting at least, will lower the overall institutional costs, which is great for higher education because it allows us to have that technology, but not increase the price of the school. Also, the Horizon report wanted to point out that as XR becomes less expensive, it will continue to increase in quality. So even though it's becoming less expensive, the quality won't be diminished. It will continue to increase. All right. Couple more things and then I will say goodbye. So how can we as educators use this in a virtual reality classroom? Like, how can we bring this into the classroom? I found a specific website which allowed me to see like some new information that was coming about. So I didn't know this prior to doing this research, but Google Expeditions allows students to take field trips to places that they wouldn't otherwise be able to. I'm going to probably start using that with some of my students in the virtual setting because it would be a great opportunity to have them see other parts of the world. zSpace laptops allow students to physically manipulate virtual simulations of complex concepts such as energy, motion, molecules, and organisms. Now, this is a newer technology, and Atlanta Public Schools will be the first district to introduce these laptops to their students. The last one is Microsoft's Limitless Libraries Fund, which will offer resources to school and public libraries that successfully apply to STEM programs. And it will use MR, which Microsoft says will increase engagement. So it'll allow the students to use the books online, which is great. And it's limitless. So that means the schools that are suffering a little bit will have access, which is so great. All right. I believe I am almost done. Let me just check my home screen here. Oh, yes, I have one more thing. The dimensions of adoption. So this is important because it kind of gives an overview of the different impacts. So cost is high, faculty receptiveness in the middle, the risk is high, learning impact is also high, and the support for equity and inclusion is right in the middle. So I think the reason that that's right in the middle is because the cost is so high. But if we're able to reduce that cost, I feel like the support for equity and inclusion will go through the roof because we'll allow students to even learn more from virtual reality. So I hope you learned a little bit about what XR is and how it's an emerging technology in our society today. Here are my references for you all to look at if you want to read any more information on this topic. I'm excited to see where XR goes in our education setting because I think for students, it's an experience unlike any other, and they're able to experience things that they would not be able to experience otherwise. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.